Hello everyone, it's that time again. It's time for another book review, and this time we're doing Dune by Herbert. This is arguably the biggest influence for Star Wars, The Matrix, science fiction in general. It is the highest selling science fiction book on the planet, and it follows House Atreides, which is a royal household in the distant future, and they are gifted this planet called Arrakis, which is colloquially known as Dune to the local residents, because it's a desert planet, and they are gifted this planet to become like a fief for them, if you will, to run it. And there's a rival house called Harkonnen, and it's about the rivalry between these two houses, because Harkonnen held the planet before the Atreides did, and there's like almost a war between the two for control of the planet. Harkonnen is portrayed as the villainous house, whereas Atreides is the noble house, the house of goodness. And Harkonnen is the house of backstabbing, treachery, that kind of thing. The Baron Vladimir Harkonnen, who is probably the main protagonist of the book, antagonist, sorry, of the book. He's grossly fat, rings all over his hands. I know I can talk. He's basically the embodiment of greed, and he wants to turn Dune into this profiteering planet, because there's this substance on the planet called melange, which is a spice, which is very valuable. And looking back, obviously in the 60s when this book was written, oil wasn't a big worldwide commodity like it is now, but looking back, post 9/11, the oil wars, etc., there's a lot of metaphor there for oil, or you can take it as a lot of metaphor for oil, even though it wasn't written that way. And it's just about, there's a lot of backstabbing, a lot of treachery, a lot of politics in the book. Politics is one of the main themes: religion, humanity, coming of age. Paul Atreides is the son of the Duke, and he ends up stranded on this desert island, the desert planet, after an attack by the Harkonnens, and he has to come to terms with his status as now Duke, and as, you know, this kind of guy. And he has to go, and he collaborates with the native population, and the native population is called Fremen, and they're heavily based on Islamic sort of societies, Native American societies, a lot of influences there. And to them, Paul is a messiah, and he has to come to terms with his becoming that messiah, and deciding whether he wants to be that messiah and how he wants to rule this planet when he gets his dukedom back, etc., etc. The main, probably the top level antagonist of the book is the Emperor, and the Poseidon Emperor is what I call him. He's not actually seen in the flesh until the final scenes of the book, which I think was a very nice touch. It keeps this air of sort of mystery about him. It's very ominous. He's spoken about, but he's never actually seen or spoken to or spoken until the end of the book. But it is absolutely incredible. There's so much going on here, so much to do with the relationships. The characters develop beautifully. There's Gurney Halleck, who is a minstrel warrior, and at first he's portrayed as this fun-loving kind of good time type, almost friend to Paul rather than an employee. And by the end of the book, he is a hardened warrior. You've got people like the lady Jessica, who is Paul's mother. She starts out and she's very protective of her son, very wants to help him as much as she can, and she ends up almost being as a member of his court under him, if you will, by the end of the book. So its character arcs are beautifully woven. Paul himself starts out as this naive young boy, ends up a messiah, a duke, ends up a ruler of all he surveys, kind of thing. So character arcs are beautiful, relationships between characters are beautiful. There's a lot of treachery, a lot of backstabbing, a lot of betrayal. There's a whole lot of politics mingled in, religion. It is one hell of a fulfilling book, and I really don't think in 5 minutes I could do it justice. So go ahead, pick it up, read it. This is the inspiration. If you loved Star Wars, Ender's Game, Matrix, Neuromancer, any of that kind of stuff, any science fiction, this was probably the inspiration for it. So go ahead and pick it up. That was Dune by Herbert. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.